boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water, make Gulf US survey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. Me got baby face, me got big share. Trump bad, Trump good, me no care. Me write big book, kill billies and stuff. Now me important, we're tired tough. Me go Yale school, me learn big word. Now me forget everything me heard. Silicon people give me job, me take. Now me like Trump, me make no mistake. Yo, it's JD Advance. Me fight walk folk, me say never die. Me protect kids, me born liberal. Him, them there. America simple, only two gender. Me face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water, make Gulf US survey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. Too many gender for my agenda. Went on a bender, execo the sender. Might take Panama just like na. Might take Gaza, pop then a plaza. With this one majesty.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of Unit 199. Happy to see all of you here on a Thursday night. How's everybody doing? A lot of JD Advanced fans in the chat. However, right here, this guy says, my wife's eyes are about to roll out the door watching this, lol. Many such cases. We are definitely an embarrassment to most, but there are a few that like us and there are a few that appreciate it. But most people are like, don't tell people I'll watch this shit. So thank you for hanging out, and tell your wife we appreciate her allowing you to watch us. Mar Millen for 10 says pre-stream chat grift tax. This might be my favorite grift tax right here. I mean, this is a really good one. I respect this one a lot. I'm a fan. Absolutely. Let's see. Joe Bit says, Joe report, Larry Hama will reveal a new classified character figure tomorrow, or I'm sorry, next Wednesday live on Whatnot at 4:30 ET. There will be giveaways LFG. Well, Larry Hama is the definitive G.I. Joe legend. So that's actually pretty cool. I wasn't aware of that. So I may have to check that out if I'm not live. That's awesome, man. Beastie Man says, and says nothing. I respect that. Hell yeah. Let's see. Saltzilla says, my wife watches with me too. Hell yeah, that's what's up. Rob says, last time I was this early, Beardo still had curved bananas. Good Lord. Let's see, BPB80 says, I'm good with high RAM prices if it gives us that JD Advanced video. Let's go. Gregory for 20 says, my man. What's up, Gregory? Good to see you here, brother. Let's see. Van says, love your cats and doggos. No amount of time. No amount of time we get with them is enough. Give them pats and kisses for me. I agree with that completely. Dogs specifically, but dogs and cats, but I love dogs. But they are family. They are truly family. So there we go. Roll Tide forever. Moore says, my wife won't watch because you cuss. I understand. And I would say I would stop, but I'm not going to stop. So Gregory says, those sweatshirts for sale still? I missed it. I was thinking about relaunching them because a lot of people have been asking about it. So let's just, I'll here in a bit, we'll put a poll in the chat, and I'll see like if it's worth us relaunching these again and getting them going again, because since I've been wearing them, everybody's been asking. So we shall see. But look, we've got a lot to catch up on. There's been a ton of news throughout the day. But listen, hear me out, guys. Okay. This is what the left is doing right now. This is how lost in TDS the left is. They are so lost. They are trying to justify that Jeffrey Epstein was actually a good guy. This is where we are. These people are so insane, but this is where they are. And here's our boy Damon breaking it down perfectly. These people are nuts, and I've been seeing it. They are trying to justify that Epstein was a good guy. This is perfect right here.
Okay, honestly, the more I look at it, Epstein wasn't actually a bad man, if you think about it, aside from trafficking underage girls, of course. And I know it sounds crazy, but look at this. Chatting with the head of Nobel Peace Prize, who gave a Peace Prize to Obama, Epstein was willing to let the guy settle on his island in case Trump won the election. Like, Epstein actually understood the danger of a dictator like Trump. So he was willing to help others who had problems with Trump. That's a good man, aside from trafficking underage girls, of course. Of course, I never saw it that way, but it makes sense. Exactly, and here, Epstein clearly knew that Trump was a bad man. In this email, he called Trump dangerous, saying that there is, quote, not one decent cell in his body. That's just pure honesty, aside from trafficking underage girls, of course.
I can't tell you how many times I have seen the left using Epstein saying that Donald Trump is the most dangerous man he has ever seen. They're like, even Jeffrey Epstein said Donald Trump is the most dangerous man he's ever met. And it's like, Trump was in office when he was arrested. Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. Trump didn't want anything to do with him. Of course. This is like, it's absolutely crazy. For the uninitiated, this is satire, okay? He does this all the time. He's making fun of the left. He does it all the time.
Of course. Yes. Yeah, and it gets even better. He was actively seeking advice on how to take down Trump. He was trying to help us. How can you look at that and say that Epstein was not a decent guy, aside from trafficking underage girls, of course? Yeah. Right? And he keeps proving himself. In a hearing, in real time, Epstein was suggesting questions to a Democrat representative on how to grill Trump harder. In Trump's first term, he was actively donating to Democrats who were opposing Trump. How can you look at that and say that is not a guy who cares about our democracy and our freedom, aside from trafficking underage girls, of course? And I don't even see why the trafficking thing actually matters, because in addition to LGBTQ+, we have actively used academia and advocacy to empower those who identify as minor attracted person, aka MAPS. And since Jeffrey Epstein was a MAP, we must remain respectful toward his core identity, of course. Yeah. So obvious.
Oh, goodness. I saw someone in the chat say, why is Trump telling us to move on? Clearly, you're too stupid to understand, so I'll explain it to you. Okay? As a matter of fact, I reacted to one of this guy's videos the other day that perfectly breaks down why Trump wants everyone to move on from this. Because guess what? This is why. Because no one actually cares what's in the files. And what I mean by that is the people that have screamed about it forever. I know that there are people that actually care about this stuff, but there are not enough people that are really worried about the truth. They only want to use this to go after Trump. This is the dominant force behind it. No one, if everybody that truly cares about the Epstein files We're talking about it during Bill Clinton. Why was it not a big discussion? Because not enough people actually care about it. I've already talked about this many times. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what's going on. 95% of people in the real world don't give a fuck about the Epstein files. They care about low gas prices. They care about low affordable groceries. They care about raising their families. The Epstein thing is a widespread internet sensation, but most people don't give a fuck about it. And the only reason the Democrats ever started talking about the Epstein files is to slander Trump. That's it. It was a Hail Mary attempt from the Democrats because it was getting traction online. So they started pushing this stuff, thinking that nothing would happen. And yet now here we are with it. That is the truth of it. People don't want to hear it. I don't care if you don't want to hear it. Go watch somebody that's willing to tell you, like Owen Schroyer, that 100% of Americans, everyday Americans, care about this shit. They don't. I wish they did, but they don't. They have done the data research on this. Most people don't care. If you're on the internet all day long, you care about this. But this is what's at the core of it right here.
Kind of crazy. Look at this. Bill Gates was planning pandemic simulations with Epstein in 2017. Yeah, did you see the part about Trump and underage girls? Yeah, those are old allegations already discredited, zero evidence. He did it.
That's it right there. You've got horrible shit about Bill Gates, about pandemic planning and all of this. It's about Trump. Trump. That's it. That's it. That's all this is about.
Okay, whatever. Check this out. An email refers to the founder of TMZ as a good friend who could help with media coverage. A peddling was controlling the narrative through media. Not that this is something new, but it's kind of nice. But Trump is in the files. I thought we already settled that with the facts, but Trump is in the files. Epstein had exchanges on trans children and how to normalize it. This guy wasn't just trafficking girls. He was in talks to push gender ideology. Don't care. Trump is in the files. Epstein sent an email saying Ghislaine Maxwell's father got killed after trying to blackmail Israeli intelligence. Trump, in an email to someone, Epstein said, "I represent the Rothschilds." Trump is in the files. Epstein lived in the Vatican for a while, giving design direction. Trump, he was working to overthrow Putin. Trump is in the files. He's literally in a picture with boxes containing CIA documents. Trump. Okay, there are emails about murders staged as suicides, government cover-ups, money laundering, a black market of sex trade, presidents and prime ministers all over the world, Mossad, CIA. Epstein ran at the top of global power. He had influence there. These are things to be looked at. And let's be honest, you didn't care or ask for these files when Joe Biden was president and when he had them. And now, you suddenly care about the children and the victims, and the only name that's been totally vindicated here, yet you're trying very hard to weaponize these files against, is Trump. Exactly.
Now, yes, that is like the fourth time I've played that video, but it emphasizes the point behind what I'm trying to say. It is very easy, even for me, because I'm on the internet as much as anybody. So it's very easy to get caught up in what seems like very, very popular on the internet. But when things don't translate to the real world, they just don't translate to the real world. And the Epstein thing is very much an internet sensation. And it's fascinating. I'm interested as hell in it. I think the dude's alive, okay? I straight up think the dude's alive. I think there's a whole lot of shit. But we are in a place where strength in numbers It's all about numbers. And if the masses cared about this topic, like the people on the internet, then we would be able to get some real traction. But they don't. It's just the sad reality of it. Normies don't care about this shit. You heard Tim Tebow talking about it the other day, about how so many people don't want to face this horrific problem that's going on with child trafficking. They don't want to hear about it because it hits them on a level, makes them think about their own kids or whatever. Like, that is the truth. The truth hurts. But anyway, let me see what you guys are saying here. Trump is your president for $20 says, hey, Jeremy, thanks for doing what you do, bro. Anybody who doesn't super chat you is a liberal, sure, for sure. Grift tax, February tax, Donald J. Trump tax. Let's go. Appreciate that. Let's see. A guy with his name is ZXYXZX. Man, how'd you come up with that one? Jeremy, why do you like the Clone Wars? It's garbage. Because it upsets people like you primarily. That's really the primary motivator, is that. And so hopefully that upsets you even more. John freaking Murdoch for 50 says, hey, Jeremy, I hear that you are now king of the 199. Hail King Jeremy. Long live the king. Hail iDots. Hail 199. Happy Jessica. I suppose that you are king of the iDots too now. Hallelujah. Look at there. Let's freaking go. John freaking Murdoch in the house. You got to love it. I have I don't know what it is about. Like, I just intentionally like to troll people that get upset about like the stupidest things. So like right here. Okay. If you go over to this happened the other day. All right. So if you go over to our Geeks and Gamers 2 channel. All right. Right here. The Geeks and Gamers 2 channel, okay? And you can see, like, we don't talk about Nintendo usually on this channel at all, and we have, like, tons of uploads. You may have a Nintendo channel once every blue moon, but, like, that's not what we talk about over here, okay? So we uploaded one Nintendo video. Okay? Guess what? We uploaded one Nintendo video, and then there's this guy who said, please don't turn this channel into a shill stream for Nintendo. That's a deal breaker. Do you know what I'm going to do now? Right here. Please don't turn this channel into a shill channel for Nintendo. That's a deal breaker. I'm going to make it a Nintendo shill channel just because of this fucking loser. Like, just because of this guy. You upload one fucking video talking about something out of the hundreds of fucking videos on that channel. And this guy is crying. And he's essentially telling me, I'm a single issue voter. I sit when I pee. I get offended over the smallest little thing in the fucking world. So now I'm just going to make it a fucking pro Nintendo channel. And it's all because of you. If you would have never said this, I probably would not have even thought about it. But now I'm going to. Fuck you. I'm going to talk about Nintendo even more now, just to piss you off. Petty as fuck. All day, every day. It's the only way to be on the internet. Cramerica Industries for $9.99 says, yo, Jeremy, totally off topic, but please tell me you've seen Smokey and the Bandit. Sheriff Buford T. Justice is the best. Of course I did. Of course. Smokey and the Bandit was like a mainstay for me growing up watching that. Absolutely. Craptars Hammer says, looking forward to seeing everyone at MegaCon meetup, even the King of Fig himself. Anyone else road tripping from the Midwest? So that's a good point. Jessica, if you could drop the link to the meetup link, or you can just go over to geeksandgamers.com and you can get the RSVP link right there, and it'll take you to this page. So the question is anyone else coming from the Midwest to the meetup? And the meetup is going to be obviously 3/21/2026 in Orlando, and we're way over halfway booked. So make sure you RSVP. We do have a limit on this. So if you are like 50-50 on coming, then go ahead and RSVP. If there's a strong chance you're going to be there, we need to know because we're expecting like 1,000 people, but we've got to tell them how many people to expect. So yeah, let me know. Ugly Duckly says, once again, rejoicing that Beardo isn't on this show tax. That's amazing. Ministry of Wrong Thing says, let's see. B. Blackett needs to be pointed out. Am I missing something you're trying to say? The admin has already stated that they've only released files that do not relate to any current investigations, meaning anything coming out won't result in arrest. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what you mean by the first part, but I know what the whole super chat means. But yeah, I mean, look, the whole thing's messy. But here's one thing that's going to happen, and we're going to be covering it live here on CobraCast. Bill and Hillary Clinton are set to testify before the House Oversight Committee on February 26th for Hillary Clinton and February 27th for Big Willie style. So right there, it will mark the first time that lawmakers have compelled a former president to testify. We will be covering that here. That's going to be some hellacious good streaming right there, man. That's going to be fun. If anyone remembers Hillary Clinton's meltdown, remember that one? Let's see if I can pull that up. Hillary Clinton. What difference does it make? Let's see. Is this it right here?
Supposedly protest, and then something sprang out of that, an assault sprang out of that. And that was easily ascertained that was not the fact. And the American people could have known that within days, and they didn't know that.
With all due respect, the fact is we had 4 dead Americans. Was it because of a protest, or was it because of guys out for a walk one night who decided they'd go kill some Americans? What difference at this point does it make?
Oh, I can't wait to see her meltdown again. I can't wait. So yeah, that's going to be great to watch. I can't wait, man. Sign me up. Going to be fantastic to witness. Here's what's funny. With all of this news going on, someone came in my chat the other day and they said Bill Clinton passed away. And it's not going to be TV, but she's demanding that it's publicized. I'm going to get to that here in just a minute. So anyway, so somebody said Bill Clinton passed away. I legitimately thought he did, because I was like, that makes a lot of sense that Big Willie style Bill Clinton suddenly is not around. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if, in fact, we got some news, but I guess we will see. So yes, Hillary Clinton has called for the congressional hearings to be made public. She has done that. So will it happen? I don't know, but she is calling for this to be public. She actually said it on Twitter. Let me see if I can find it right here. No, I've got it. So let's stop the games. If you want to fight this, let's have it in public. You love to talk about transparency. There's nothing more transparent than public hearings. Cameras on. We will be there. So we'll see. This is going to be good. I don't know if they'll make it public, and I am not here to tell you if this is real or not. But a lot of people are saying Hillary's got her outfit ready for the hearing. A lot of people are saying Hillary's got her outfit ready for the meeting, okay? Cannot confirm nor deny if in fact this is Hillary's outfit, but this is the rumored outfit that Hillary is going to be rocking. She is trying to get maximum attention. And we'll see what happens. So oh man, I love the internet. I really do. I love the internet. Ministry of Wrong Things says the Bitcoin Epstein connection story is hilarious. BS. They're literally telling people to move to another coin. The scam. He's trying to make a village of a massive downtrend. Don't be a fool. Here's what I've learned on the internet. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people that will buy into anything. All right. If you need more proof, Logan Paul has a career. Logan Paul has a career. Prime is a massively successful drink. I will not ever, I will die of, thirst before I drink a Prime energy drink. I won't do it. I will not do it. I refuse. There's no way. Like I have it's on like principles there. Libertarians, I'm using your favorite fucking word, okay? My principles won't allow me to ever drink Prime. His podcast is pretty successful. Dude, Logan Paul's successful at everything. He's a massive YouTuber. He was a massive Vine creator before then. He's got a successful company with Prime, and it pains me to say it, but he is a phenomenal WWE wrestler. Like, he is phenomenal. It drives me crazy how good he is. But I can't hate. The dude is talented as hell. He really is. Pat K199 says swig of water for the working man. Let's see. The Gales of November came early in 1991. Claimed at 6 from God. I can never know how to remember this. Gloucestershire or whatever. In a perfect storm, they came late last Friday and claimed number 7. No day is guaranteed. Thank you. I don't know if I said that right or not. I apologize. I know I butchered it. Thank you for the 10. Is it Gloucester? I don't know how the hell I say it. I really don't. Gloucester. There's like 12 different ways to pronounce it in my chat. You're not helping. John freaking Murdoch says that they will probably have to carry Hillary in, then carry her out of the hearing. That is true. Yeah, I'm just going to just say G Palace. Okay, how about that? Harley Dave. Yeah, that, whatever. I don't even know how I said it. Thank you, Harley Dave, for the 20. Harley Dave in the house. Yeah, I did say, I basically said it was like Worcestershire sauce, right? Gloucestershire. Hillary Clinton is an ugly, see you next Tuesday. Burb Shit says, why do they say the pizza flavors are a secret, but they won't tell us who the chefs are? They are obscuring the truth by telling us who was in the kitchen, but not who did the cooking. 3Mate1 says, I remember the Hillary excuse was a 2010 video from YouTube that caused Benghazi. Everybody online had already flamed it for 2 years. Normies wouldn't know. So it was good enough for mainstream media and the CIA. Harley says, it's almost like Logan Paul just popped out of nowhere. He actually didn't, though. That's the thing. He didn't, because he was on Vine. He was like a big time Vine. Like, I never watched Vine, but I do remember like Logan Paul's viral videos from the Vine days. So I can't say he popped out of nowhere, because he was a massive Vine creator. Okay, look, speaking of crazy stories, Guess what? Just when you think the Savannah Guthrie story can't get any crazier, Savannah Guthrie's brother releases a video. What? Like, I feel like this, how are people not seeing how insane this story is? This is a crazy story that is obviously, there's some funny business going on, in my opinion. Even Jesse Waters said, the alleged kidnapping case grows more confusing by the hour. Still no proof of life. Blood trails from the house to the driveway. Security cameras were disabled. If this was about money, you wouldn't go to TMZ. So again, her brother releases a video. What?
We'll have more news in reaction to Trump RX in a moment, but we now have a Fox News alert. Savannah Guthrie's brother, Cameron, just posted a video on Instagram moments ago.
This is Cameron Guthrie. I'm speaking for the Guthrie family.
Wait, is this the guy that was sitting next to them yesterday that didn't say anything? I'm confused. Remember the guy, there was a guy sitting next to them, the two sisters that talked, and this looks like him. What the fuck? Why didn't he say something yesterday?
Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We haven't heard anything directly. We need you to reach out, and we need a way to communicate with you so we can move forward. But first, we have to know that you have our mom. We want to talk to you.
He did say something? I don't recall him saying anything in that video. Unless it got cut short, the version I watched. So, but yes, he is reading. He is reading.
And we are waiting for contact.
Joining me live from Tucson, Arizona, is Paul Morrow, Fox News contributor, former NYPD inspector. Paul.
I think the reason I care about this so much is because I'm such a Breaking Bad fan, and it takes place in that general area. And so like the landscape looks like a Breaking Bad situation. So I'm completely like plugged into this right now because I feel like this is another episode or another season of Breaking Bad.
The brother Cameron didn't speak much in that first video, so it's certainly something to hear him now. They know time is not on their side here, and this takes it up a notch of something.
Yeah, tight.
So intensely serious and grave already.
Yeah, Laura, and what he's doing very clearly is re-emphasizing the message that was delivered yesterday in that first video, which was, if in fact that ransom note that came in by email that we've all heard about that went to TMZ and some of the local outlets, not the one for which somebody was arrested today. That was just a tag-along of somebody who was trying to make a score. But the one that
somebody is going, here's what's going to happen. Now, let me be clear. I know I'm memeing on this story a lot. And I'm memeing on this story because I think Savannah Guthrie is a pretty evil person. We actually saw her try to get Donald Trump to denounce theories that the Democratic Party are a bunch of, crazy pedophiles, and he wouldn't. So I think Savannah Guthrie is a very bad person. I don't think she's a good person at all. So seeing this all play out and seeing the attention on it. And again, so when I first heard about this, I'm like, okay, the Today Show host, I don't really know if I know who she is. I don't remember her. I think I've seen her here and there or whatever, but I saw that this was like a story in Arizona, and I was like, oh, Breaking Bad area, I know New Mexico, all that. But, so now I find out that she's the woman that did the interview with Trump before the election. And so now it's looking like, okay, what is actually going on here? And then I heard the details of it, and I'm like, what is happening right now? Like, what is this? This is a very confusing story. And even on the surface, none of this shit was adding up. None of this shit.
FBI is pulling at and the task force is working. That did not include any protocols to communicate with the kidnappers. And so if you're sitting where the family is, you're saying to yourself, even if we want to pay, and I think that's the subtext here, there's no way to set up an exchange so that they know they can get their mother back, which of course is part and parcel of any kidnapping. And you see this in the ransomware world. There's special protocols to set up that you can.
Oh, I lost my point because I was talking so much. So anyway, I'm waiting for someone, when this is all said and done, I'm waiting for one of these brave autistic warriors online to splice in all of these news reports with scenes from Breaking Bad. And I want them to show Mike covering up the scene. I want them to show the Salamanca brothers getting involved with it. I want to see Gus Fring involved. I want to see somebody splice all this shit in. And it will look just like it's a Breaking Bad episode. I'm waiting for that.
Speak so that the perps don't reveal who they are and where they are. These people have not done that. And I think it undermines the potential genuineness of this ransom note that came in by email.
Yeah, Paul, at first we thought it was perhaps another hoax, after they're clearly prosecuting those who seek to try to benefit from this in a sick and twisted manner.
Why is this news? Who is this lady? The lady that was quote unquote kidnapped what is the mother of Savannah Guthrie, who is the host of the Today Show. And she has TDS. She has a massive case of TDS. And we have this video from back in 2020, I believe, where she was questioning President Trump right here. Here we go.
While we're denouncing, let me ask you about QAnon. It is this theory that Democrats are a satanic pedophile ring and that you are the savior of that. Now, can you just once and for all state that that is completely not true,
So
and that disavow QAnon in its entirety?
I know nothing about QAnon.
I just told
I
you.
know very little. You told me, but what you tell me doesn't necessarily make it fact. I hate to say that. I know nothing about it. I do know they are very much against pedophilia. They fight it very hard, but I know nothing about it.
They believe it is
If
a
you'd like
satanic
me to
cult run by the deep
study the
state.
subject, I'll tell you what I do know about. I know about Antifa, and I know about the radical left, and I know how violent they are and how vicious they are, and I know how they're burning down cities run by Democrats, not run by
Republican
Republicans.
Senator Ben Sasse said, quote, QAnon is nuts and real leaders call conspiracy theories conspiracy theories.
He may be
Why not
right.
just say it's
Can I be
crazy
honest?
and not
He
true?
may be right. I just don't know about QAnon.
You do know.
I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know.
Let me ask you
all
another
about it.
thing.
Let's waste the whole show. You start off with white supremacy. I denounce it. You start off with something else. Let's go. Keep asking me these questions.
I do have one more
Let
on
me
this
just
vein.
let me just tell you what I do hear about it is they are very strongly against pedophilia, and I agree with that. I mean, I do agree with
Okay.
that, and I agree
But
with
there's
it
not
very
a
strongly.
satanic pedophile cult
no
being run
idea.
by-
I know
You
nothing
don't know
about
that? Okay.
No, I don't know.
You
that.
just
And neither,
this
neither
week.
do you know that.
Okay.
Trump is so freaking awesome. So this is her. Now, Trump, obviously, even though she has a massive case of TDS, even though she's a Trump hater, even though she's, pro, getting crime in all of our cities, now suddenly President Trump is there to swoop in and save the day because he's a better man than most, because most people would say, fuck off. But he's a commander in chief, so he's helping her now, even though she's an evil person.
They've already, they're already prosecuting one individual. I'm sure there'll be more. But there must be an indication that beyond just the Apple Watch, that there's something here. And the significance, something you've addressed, of authorities not revealing how the kidnappers got into that home. I don't think that can be overstated. That is very important.
It is, of course.
I'm telling you how it happened. Nobody wants to listen to me. All right? It was Mike from Breaking Bad. He disabled the security cameras. Okay? We've seen this. All you got to do is listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. Okay. This is not complicated. Mike did it.
And, you know, there's an interesting point that came out today in the press conference. The sheriff backed away the idea that there'd been forcible entry. And that's a bit of a 180. And I'm going to tell you why I find that significant, Laura. They initially said that they got DNA and that they sent it off for a very rapid fire analysis, would take 12, 14 hours to get back. And I asked the question today, are you using that DNA to do genetic genealogy investigation, as they did in the Koberger case, to try to get a relative or something like that? And I got kind of a shaky answer. My point being, I don't think the DNA has panned out. They didn't get any alien DNA. I think they would have gone to that, just like we were told unequivocally that there's no video. And, you know, I hate to be a damper, but let's remember something very casually. They let
what I hope, and this was my theory behind this whole thing, I think yesterday. I hope that this turn. Well, okay, because I know I'm going to get clipped for being an asshole. But all right, first of all, I hope the old lady's safe. Everybody's happy. Everybody dances in a circle, and it's no big deal. Okay, I hope that that's what happened. Okay, yeah. Okay. Now, with that said, let's get to reality. What I hope ultimately comes of this is that shady dealings were going on, and that the family never intended for this to hit the mainstream, and they never intended for Donald Trump to be directly involved. And now that a massive spotlight is on this, it's going to uncover some crazy, shady BS. That's what I think might come of this. That's one of the main reasons I'm interested.
Slip today, that is, the sheriff said, one of the things we're going to be doing is blanketing the area with billboards. If you thought you were going to get video, if you thought you might be working a good piece of DNA, if you thought you had a good digital lead or video lead from cameras relative to a car or something, would you be going to billboards? So I found that somewhat dampening, but I don't want to be a killjoy. I want to say, I do think that they will solve this, but of course it's a matter of time here because of her illness and her age.
And that brings up the question I've asked multiple times. If she has an illness, she's an old lady who has an illness, and her family is very well off, why was she alone? Make it make sense. Granola Grin says Jeremy's Breaking Bad theory has him slowly turning into Jamie Kennedy's character from Scream, who told everybody to watch Prom Night for the formula of murders. Okay. That is dude, if people know, they know, because that is a 10 out of 10 comment right there. This is amazing. This is absolutely fucking amazing.
Yeah, there were a number of things that were said at this press conference that, and again, you're the expert here, but that sounded curious to the layman, the laywoman. And one of them was when the sheriff conceded that he didn't get to the scene until late in the afternoon, or almost 7 p.m., I guess. But he didn't realize, if it may be relevant, right, to who the suspect is. He didn't realize that it was Savannah Guthrie's mother until late in the afternoon. And he's receiving, you know, it's easy to be an armchair critic and so forth. He's receiving a lot of criticism, or the Pima County Sheriff's Office is. I would like to know your reaction to the timeline of the authorities and the securing of the scene, et cetera.
So it may have come over to him like just an elderly missing.
Where's, like, I'm just asking questions. Where's the crime scene? Like, why is this not tape? Where's the tape to keep these people away? We just saw people walking their fucking dogs by. Where's the crime scene to keep it mapped off? It looks like you could just walk right up there right now. The fuck is going on?
Just an elderly missing. And so if there were people there, that is his people there working the situation, and they didn't realize the significance of who she was, they might have been thinking, well, you know what? It's an elderly person. Maybe she wandered off. We're going to canvass for her. Maybe we got a missing person. It wasn't until they figured out a couple of things, maybe you see the blood droplets on the front of the house, they put the connection together to Savannah, that they really started to ramp up and realize, hey, we very well may have something worse. And then, of course, the Ring camera from the front of the house is ripped off, and various other things that we've heard about, maybe something broken inside the house, maybe began to coalesce for them later in the day when they realized, hey, this is not a garden variety missing. But I think the underlying point is it's very hard to consider that this would be non-targeted. The chances, it's not.
I think it's clearly the family is involved in this. Harley Davis says, hey, Jeremy, am I the only one who barely even knows who the F Savannah Guthrie is? I mean, who the F are these people, and why should I care? I don't disagree with you, because I didn't really know who she was. I mean, I knew the name vaguely. I knew she was on the Today Show, but she could have walked down the street and I would have known who she was. But when I started to see how crazy this story is, I'm interested, because I think that potentially, hypothetically, in my Breaking Bad theory, I think that the family's involved in this, and I don't think that they wanted this much attention on it at all. And now that all of this attention is on it, they're panicking. They're releasing videos. They're releasing videos showing how emotional they are. And it's like a TV show. It's like a TV show.
Not like the house screams wealth. It's a nice house. It has a pool and all of that, but it's not, the chances of it happening like just, okay, they were going to do a random burglary and it turns out to be Savannah Guthrie's mother. That's pretty remote. And so you have to think targeted, somebody who knew the target, somebody who knew the area, someone who had done some recon. And that argues to me something more localized than some of the theories we're hearing.
Yeah, I mean, again, the fact that the FBI is big presence in Tucson. I mean, there are a lot of missing people across the United States every week, and there's a huge FBI presence.
And that's another thing that I think a lot of people are pissed off about this, that there's do you remember when the FBI all went down to Talladega, Alabama to research the Bubba Wallace noose incident, which turned out to not be a noose at all? Turned out to be a garage door pull. Anybody that's ever worked in a fucking garage, anybody that's ever worked anywhere could tell you that. But the FBI was sent down there. They had 7-man team to go in there and investigate a fucking noose. And everybody's like, what the hell are we doing? I think a lot of people are looking at this going, a lot of missing people every day. I've heard people in my comments saying, Jeremy, elderly people, actually, this happens more often than you would imagine. But because this is Savannah Guthrie, it's Today's Show, and I think I got to call it like it is. I feel like Trump is using this as a virtue signal, kind of. I know hardcore MAGA people are going to go, Trump is using 5D chess because he's getting her back for calling out the pedophile rings in that. And I'm like, no, I think it's a virtue signal from Trump. I think Trump's going I'm going to help you, milady. I'm going to help you, milady. And I don't mean it as bad as it certainly is. It's a virtue signal 100% from Trump. It is. But it's also the showmanship of Trump as well. It's also the showmanship, because Trump is a TV guy. Trump is a showman. So Trump sees this as an opportunity to gain a lot of goodwill also. But that is a virtue signal. So it is a virtue signal, but it's also this showmanship aspect. So,
and knowing President Trump, and he's doing this big RX event tonight at the White House, but knowing President Trump, I could imagine him watching the press conference, the first press conference, and getting really frustrated, because I think that the information provided was unclear, whether it was targeted, not targeted, entry, forcible, not. And it's being described tonight in a place like the Daily Mail as bumbling, and he really likes Savannah Guthrie. And I just think he was like, this is ridiculous. We've got to get professionals in there. I mean, that's how I'm reading this. Maybe it's wrong, but it seems to me that.
I think Trump taking opportunity here. A tragic situation. He's the commander in chief. A lot of people are going to care about this. He's taking the opportunity to earn a lot of good optics for himself, but also doing a good thing, to try to find this elderly woman that's been taken. But because of Trump getting involved, it has put such a massive spotlight on something that was probably very localized, and they are completely out of their depth now. They have no idea what they're doing, and they never probably did, but now everybody is focused on this and they are freaking out.
At the outset, this could have been handled.
Thank you, Harley.
A lot better.
20 gifted memberships. Thank you, Harley. Dave, 20 gifted memberships.
Perhaps with a quicker result.
Well, one thing I would say is that certainly the messaging could have been better. It's hard to see behind the scenes. I would just say this, Laura. We had the same kind of reaction, or many people did, relative to the Koberger case, relative to the Tyler Robinson case, relative to the Luigi Mangione case. Two of those pieces are still innocent until proven guilty. But we all want the instant gratification. Sometimes the messaging isn't great in these situations. Maybe it's law enforcement that's not used to dealing with such a big case, although they've had big cases here. But I get the impression they got their legs under them now, and they're really...
Yeah, I saw your message about that the other day, telling me that Tucson police are clueless and you live there. And yeah, so again, I don't think that whatever this is about, okay, whatever this is ultimately about, I don't think that anybody that's directly involved in this situation wanted this much attention on it at all. I don't believe that. And that's what makes it so much more kind of interesting to see this all play out. Speaking of interesting, Swirly BS for $200 says that not every pee-pee time is poo-poo time, licks lips, but every poo-poo time is pee-pee time. That is the most accurate thing you have ever said. It is true. It is 100% true. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. Thank you, Swirly BS. And Nubbin for a proper 199. Says 47 is definitely trying for the points. 199 LFG. You know what? And we're going to get back to this because there's more to talk about with this story. But I have it on good authority. That President Trump is a fan of the 199. Listen to what Trump says right here. If I can unmute it.
Right, the launch of one of the most transformative healthcare initiatives of all time. There's never been anything like it. Starting tonight, dozens of the most commonly used prescription drugs will be available at dramatic discounts for all consumers throughout a new website. It's called TrumpRx.gov. That's TrumpRx.gov. For years, politicians from both parties have promised to bring down prescription drug prices and make healthcare more affordable, but they all failed. It was all words as usual. They failed, and they failed badly. They tried doing this, some of them, most of them didn't even try because they never really had a shot at it. But I'm actually getting it done, and it is done, actually. This launch represents the largest reduction in prescription drug prices in history by many, many times, and it's not even close. You're going to see numbers that you're not going to believe.
And look at the number. Look at the number. As much as 1,300 down to 199. Let's freaking go. Down to 199. Trump loves the 199. There it is. Thank you guys for that. And Harley Dave says, hey, chat, are we doing this? LFG. Is Harley Dave trying to start a super chat fight? Is Harley Dave trying? It sounds to me like what Harley Dave's trying to do.
Searching hard for something they can pursue. This is where the FBI is going to, I think, be so crucial. because it's going to be digital stuff. Did something hit her Wi-Fi? They're going to be looking going backwards, not just the night of. You got to see, was somebody in there shouldn't have been? Was somebody in there a lot? Was somebody stalking Savannah? There's a lot of digital work, and what you can do now, the Bureau can do now, is they have AI capacity, and you can cut down by weeks the amount of work you would have to do, the real footwork. And so I'm still very hopeful. As I said in these other cases I've name-checked, they're going to get there, but it's a matter of time because you have this elderly woman.
What a wild, crazy story. So like I said, even Jesse Waters is like, this thing is getting more confusing by the hour. I don't think it's gotten confusing by the hour. I think that it was confusing from the moment that it started. And that's what I had to, address is like, dude, what the hell is going on right here? There's something fishy about this entire story from the get-go. And yes, it has gotten even worse. But now even the mainstream apparently is, I haven't watched this clip, but apparently the mainstream's even calling this out now.
Savannah doesn't even know. At one point during the video last night, she said, "Mom, please come home if you can." So we don't know if we're dealing with a kidnapping, a hoax. We don't know anything. Right now, they're just looking for proof of life. Without proof of life, you have nothing. And they're not going to wire all this money to a Bitcoin account if they don't know she's alive. I don't understand the motive, because if it's about money, okay, why would you go to TMZ? Why would you make it so?
I do think it's interesting that Jesse dropped the hoax. I'm not going to say I've watched everybody on the mainstream because I don't, but he's got to be one of the only mainstream people that have said, we don't even know if this is a hoax. That's crazy that he said that.
A huge spectacle. It's almost like the people that allegedly kidnapped this mother wanted it to go national, because, if you were to kidnap somebody that didn't have a famous daughter, who couldn't contact the president of the United States, that couldn't bring the FBI into the scene, you just probably go to an anonymous wealthy family and do it cleanly. The blood indicates, because the blood goes from the house all the way out to the driveway and then stops, maybe the blood stops once you get into the car. That means there was a violent struggle and that she resisted. I hope she didn't pass away after they'd kidnapped her, and we're just praying that she's okay, because that would be so sad. It looks professional, though, because they go in and they disarm the cameras. We don't know even if the person was in the house before, as she was dropped off. That's a possibility as well. The second look, the FBI comes in and sweeps the house again. Now, last night at first, we think it's because they missed something in the.
I know I'm deep into the rabbit hole. Okay. I know, but just go with me. Okay. Because I know a lot of you like, Jeremy, you're wrapped up in this TV show. It's not real life. It's a TV show, Jeremy. Oh, really? Breaking Bad actor Raymond Cruz, who plays Tuco, arrested after he allegedly sprayed water at a woman. What? First of all, why was the woman bothering Tuco? What is wrong with you? Why are you bothering Tuco? The hell? Seriously, why are you arresting Tuco? She shouldn't be bothering him. I'm telling you, some crazy shit gonna happen. I can't wait.
Initial sweep, because they'd cleared the mom's house. But you're just hearing now the FBI, when they come in, they're always going to want to look at it themselves. And then they send the FBI to the sister's house. And there was a little scrutiny placed on the sister and the husband. And we believe they're just there because that might have been the place where they shot this video that was released last night. And it looks like they may have taken the electronics and downloaded the electronics from the sister and the husband, just to make sure everybody is on the same page. Now, the sheriff people are giving a hard time too. And at first you're like, why is this guy doing all of these media interviews? And it turns out sheriffs are elected. So this guy's a politician. That's why he's doing so much media. And there's a little frustration.
Such a joke.
Because at one point he's like, okay, well, there was forced entry, but there's not forced entry, and then we're not going to say. And then he's like, well, the son-in-law dropped her off. Now is just the family. So it's very confusing. And the fact that he didn't post a patrol car at the residence for days when reporters were going up to the house and contaminating the scene and videotaping the blood splatter. It just seemed like a very amateur move. I hope everything is locked down and
something ain't right. So we'll leave it at there. We'll leave it there, but something ain't right about this story. We will continue to follow it, but those are the most recent updates that we have right now. And I feel like tomorrow we're going to get another set of stories that don't line up with today's stories. But whatever, man. It is what it is. Another story. Well, first, let me catch a few of these super chats and then we'll talk about it. Thank you, Harley, for those super chats. JDT 199 says genius level tard. That's the nicest thing anyone said to me. Nubbin says, I give. You give what? For the super chat fight? Did you mean you give up or you give? You give more. I don't know. I need clarification on this. Harley says, one of us. Harley says, IDOT, Indiana Department of Transportation, proud supporter. Let's see here. Tricky's thoughts today becomes a new member. Thank you. Appreciate that. Harley says, people wanting to protect children are nuts. I give. He said it again. I give. So there we go. I don't know. You guys, chat is takeover. Chat is takeover. But you know what is takeover? NFL great Eric Dickerson had a few things to say about Bad Bunny. Now, Bad Bunny, if you're not aware, because I wasn't really, Bad Bunny he's performing at the halftime for the Super Bowl. President Trump's not happy about it. Bad Bunny did a big virtue signal at the Grammys. And Eric Dickerson has a few things to say about it. Here we go.
Last time we talked to you, we were talking about the Super Bowl halftime show. So I gotta ask, have you given like some time to like listen to some Bad Bunny and be like,
hell no.
maybe give him a shot?
Absolutely not, man. Look, why don't we get somebody right here from home? How about someone from right here in San Francisco? All these artists right here in there.
Look at that. How about we get somebody from home
area to play at the Super Bowl? You know, somebody's he speak English. You know, I don't know if it's gonna be in Spanish or whatever.
The whole thing is gonna be in Spanish. There's a few.
What sense that make? I mean, man, look, don't get me talking.
But Puerto Rico is America. I'm Puerto Rican too.
Puerto Rico is not America.
It's a territory.
It's a territory. You can't vote.
Can't vote.
You don't have a right to vote.
Which is a problem. A lot of people would say.
I'm saying you can still. It's not U.S. You can call it U.S. It's U.S. territory is what it is. That's all it is.
So I mean, look.
Can you vote?
You know what? Absolutely, I can vote. You know.
So you don't care. You're a U.S. citizen.
And I think they deserve a shot at you know, especially if we're going to occupy their space, you know, for our benefit. You know, like even in Guam. My wife's from Guam. On that territory. Anyways, it's a lot. We don't have to get into all that. Look, but what I will say.
Puerto Rico.
Oh, I know you don't. I know.
Like that. We know. Black. I mean, hey, we got our own problems. Yeah. But I mean, I just don't. I don't see why they chose that. But the NFL does stuff, you know, that just baffles your mind. So they'll do anything for money, and you know, I thank God I had a chance to play in the National Football League and do things I did with my family. But as an entity, the NFL is one of the most corrupt organizations it is.
Let's go. Eric Dickerson calling them one of the most corrupt organizations. Let's go.
It's facts.
Well, listen, man.
And I don't like the way they treat the brothers because they don't give black coaches the job that they should. You know, and that to me.
Are we seeing that again this season?
He's not actually wrong, but I don't know what his approach on it is. But they like to virtue signal about race, but they actually are like a lot of these leftist owners that virtue signal about ending racism are actually racist. They absolutely are racist. That is 100% true. I don't know if his approach to it is a lot of these fake leftist virtue signals, but they 1000% are.
One man of color got a job. I mean, Salas. I mean, everybody else, you know, there's so many great coaches out there, black coaches that can't get jobs, but yet you have black players. The NFL is 80% black. Right. We can't coach. We can call the defenses, but we can't coach. We don't know how to coach. We can call the offense. We don't know how to coach.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. It's like the Rooney Rule. The Rooney Rule is a freaking joke. That's the biggest joke ever. You can't.
No, don't make me like them, Jeremy. Again, this is the most phony types of people because they will do everything in their power to cover up their racism. They're the worst type. It's these leftists that truly are racist, but they do everything to project that they are really good people. They're the worst type of people. And that's who a lot of these NFL owners are, 100%.
Can't make a person hire a black coach. I mean, if I'm a white guy and I want to buy a white man, how you gonna stop me from hiring? If I'm black and I want to hire somebody black, you can't tell me who to hire. I don't even blame the owners, They do what they want to do. You feel comfortable with.
And the Rooney Rule is bullshit, by the way. I don't even know if where Dickerson ends up on that, but the Rooney Rule is ridiculous. And I don't even know how a black person thinks that's it's so disrespectful to black people to have the Rooney Rule. It's so ridiculous. You have to interview a black coach. Get the fuck out of here. It's so ridiculous. It's so patronizing.
Who looks like you sometimes. That's just it.
It's a facade.
That's the facts.
Yeah, it's a facade, the Rooney. Yeah, I hear you.
It's nothing but a joke. It's like, let's go to the other thing. Belichick not get to the Hall of Fame. That is the biggest,
come on now, hold up. I would
biggest farce ever.
All right, well, that's a Belichick thing, which is bullshit, by the way. But I'm glad that he's calling out Bad Bunny. I'm glad that he said we need somebody from here performing. With that said, there actually is a halftime performance. I don't know if you guys are aware, but Turning Point USA is actually putting on their own performance. How to watch the Turning Point USA Super Bowl halftime show. And so that's going to be happening right here. Viewers are looking for an alternative to the NFL's official mid-game entertainment this year, featuring Bad Bunny. They have another option, Turning Point USA, officially branded as the All-American halftime show. Kid Rock will be there with others, and really looking forward to seeing what they can put together. And so here's a full instructional guide. So what is the Turning Point USA halftime show? Turning Point USA halftime show is a standalone live entertainment broadcast organized by the conservative nonprofit Turning Point USA. Why is Turning Point hosting an alternative halftime show? And they're doing it because the NFL has not learned their lesson about virtue signaling. They just haven't. They continue to do their nonsense about it takes everyone in racism, all of this bullshit. And my whole thing was do you think that there's a racist person that actually watches the NFL and they see where the end zone is painted and it says it takes all of us, and suddenly he's like, it does take all of us. I'm going to stop being racist today because of the end zone in the NFL. Stupid as fuck. It is so ridiculous. Nobody has ever done that. Just like any of the other virtue signaling. Oh, a Hollywood celebrity told me to stop being racist, so I'm going to stop being racist. It's so dumb. So yeah, whatever. But the broadcast runs concurrently with the Super Bowl halftime at the Super Bowl halftime break, allowing viewers to switch between both shows. So should be good. It should be good. Who all is there? I know Kid Rock is there. Who else is there? Let's see if they have it listed. We have it listed. Let's see. When does the Turning Point halftime show start? The event is scheduled to air on Super Bowl Sunday, February 8th. Estimated time around 8 p.m. Eastern. Because halftime begins at the end of the second quarter, the exact time may shift depending on the game pace. And it is on YouTube, X, and Rumble. And I guess they're partnering up with the Daily Wire and other groups. So, yeah. Hopefully you guys will check it out. Performer lineup. There's Kid Rock in the house. Brantley Gilbert, Lee Bryce, and Gabby Barrett. I only know who 2 of these guys are. I don't know current music at all. I really don't. But Kid Rock, man, Lonely Road of Faith is one of my favorite songs. And obviously Kid Rock's had a lot. Devil Without a Cause, it's crazy how popular that album was back in the day. People don't really appreciate how popular that album was. But Lonely Road of Faith is my favorite Kid Rock song. If you've never heard that one, I highly, highly recommend it. But anyway, there you go. That's on geeksgamers.com. Shout out to Marvin for putting that together and the crew. They're doing a great job over on the website. Let's see where you guys are at. What are you guys talking about? Nubbin says, reminds me of a time when In Living Color did a halftime show. Also, I Give Up. Says, I give up. There it is. Thank you. And In Living Color back in the day. Back when entertainment was actually worth something. Not now. Gregory says those sweatshirts still. Oh, yeah, I got that one. Oh, yeah. Okay. If I put these sweatshirts available again, would you guys CobraCast sweatshirts available, or I guess we'll call them hoodie. CobraCast hoodies. If I make these CobraCast hoodies available again through Ripasend, how many of you are interested? Just say yes or no. Simple as that. Lydia Max Game says SGT slaughter tax. That was so funny. Ted says, embrace the embarrassment, hail the cringe and the 199. Gandalf the White says, we must face the long dark of Moria. Be on guard. And these are older, fouler things than there are older and fouler things than orcs in deep places of the world. Apparently, Lord of the Rings is back in theaters, and I really want to go see it. So, I really want to go see it. I don't know if it's the whole trilogy or what, but let's see. Tree Bear says, launch the sweaters again. I want another blue one. Hail the 199. All right, there we go. I saw it listed earlier. So, I don't know. Hoodies just in time for summer. Thank you, Tree Bear. Eddie says, Epstein files are a Democrat hoax. Yes. Like, God, how are people this stupid to not realize what Trump meant by that? Like, are you that retarded? Like, how do you not know what Trump meant by that? Like, I understand when you have autistic people on the internet, they don't understand sarcasm or they don't understand nuance at all. Like, fucking hell, man. Like, I just proved to you how it's a Democrat hoax because they don't care about the files. That's never what it's about. They only care about Trump. The Democrats have never cared about Epstein or the Epstein files or the Epstein documents. They have never fucking cared about it. It's just like BLM is a Democrat hoax. Does that mean BLM doesn't exist? No, it absolutely exists. And every time it's election cycle, Black Lives Matter becomes the number one fucking trend everywhere because the Democrats start talking about it suddenly when they need to capitalize off of it. That is why he called it that. Common fucking sense. That's it. Let's see. Common Sense Commissioner says, how long ago did Jeremy give his last non-super chat read? Well, I guess you can start the fucking clock over because I just read your fucking comment. Anything else, motherfucker? How long since Jeremy read a regular chat? Jesse says, mega JD Advance fan here and happy to share. I've got the whole family coming to the G&G meetup for spring break. Can't wait and hail the 199. Thank you, man. That's awesome. I can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to see you there, and I can't wait to hear JD Advance at the meetup. How's that going to happen? I don't know. Piano Dean says, hey, Jeremy, I got a joke for you. What do you get when you cross Superman and a piano? Plano Dean Kane. Thank you. Toddy says Jeremy's extra angry today. Not really. I'm just memeing. Harley Dave says Jeremy Worcestershire sauce. There it is. Reading regular chats is a sport. I agree completely. Draken199 says someone in the chat mentioned AEW let the crowd chant F Ice. I knew Tony Khan was a libtard. I did see that. I did see it. And look, man, you can't control what the audience does. But I guarantee you that they would have had a problem if it was a MAGA chant. And so the audience is going to do what they want to do. But yeah, the company can embrace it. I vaguely saw it. AEW is probably better than WWE, but it's still something I'm not interested in. It was in Vegas too. Is that where it was? Yeah, makes sense. Strongest Link 360 says semi-proper 199. Did you see the announcement from Trump and Trump RX? I'm a type 1 diabetic, and it sounds like my insulin and other medication will be way cheaper. Democrats couldn't get this done for decades. 100%. I did hear about it. And again, Trump is crushing it across the board. And this type of stuff, while, I mean, it doesn't pertain to me, even or my immediate family, but stuff like this is the type of shit that people are going to be very, very happy about. A lot of people are going to be happy about this. So, Swirly BS for 50 says, the wife is asleep, so I'm free and clear to be dumb with my new raise. Thank you, chat, for looking out for my health. Look at there. Harley, a challenger has appeared. Nubbin is tapped out, but a challenger has appeared. So there you have it. But he's ahead of you, Harley. So he's already got 250 dropped. Hail to you, brother. And sorry about your wife being mad at you when she wakes up in the morning, but who cares about that right now? We're here to party, baby. Let's see. What happens in CobraCast stays in CobraCast. All right. We got 72% says yes. I'm going to let that ride a little more and see how many people are interested. And we will see. We'll see if we can get that fired up. Chad says, I think people care about the Epstein files, but we know nobody is going to jail over this. So move on. I listen, I think people on the internet do care. And I don't think that it's wrong to care. I don't think people are wrong to care about the Epstein files, but I just think that most people in everyday life that don't spend all day on Twitter or Reddit or YouTube don't care. And it's not that they don't care, it's that they don't follow it. They don't even know anything about it. And once you go into that rabbit hole, you have to be an internet person to dive deep into that filth and get involved in it. You just do. So, and that's just the truth of it. And again, I was talking to Ryan about this because one thing I want from, G&G and just us in general, especially, I think Ryan's very good about it. And I know that I think I'm pretty good about it too, is trying to give perspective outside of what we have in our little communities and everything like that. I talk about all the time about, like, I remember when the Barbie movie was out, and I know Ryan had tried to give perspective on it because I didn't see the Barbie movie, but he was like, it's made for women and gays, and it's going to be very successful because it's made for them. I have zero interest in seeing a Barbie movie, but based on the reaction to it, you knew it was going to do well, and you had everybody going, this movie's going to flop. It's like, it's made for the audience that wants to see it. That's why Markiplier's movie is doing well. I didn't understand Markiplier's movie. I didn't know what the hell it was about. But it wasn't made for me. It's made for a specific audience, and they enjoyed it. And I want us, especially with the entertainment side, but like to give that perspective outside of, what we all think and what we're all experiencing. And the same goes for the political side of stuff, where I try to say, like, everybody on the internet cares about this. Nobody in the real world cares about it. That's just the truth. You don't have to like it, but that's the truth. One thing I do like is John freaking Murdoch for a proper 199 says, if Trump supports a 199, who am I to not support as well? Hail King Jeremy, hail iDots, hail the 199, and happy Jessica. Let's freaking go. Thank you, John freaking Murdoch. Let's freaking go, man. Hail to you. Let's see here. Oh, that was early. Oh, not too long ago. So yeah, earlier today I went to see that Dracula movie. Krista says she just got out of seeing it too. So I actually liked it. Guess what? There was no diversity in it. Okay? There was no diversity in it. This new Dracula movie right here, Krista just posted about it. So I really liked it. It was really good. And there was no diversity. So I recommend it, man. This is it was good. It was really good. It was directed by Luc Besson, the guy that did The Fifth Element and Valerian. It was good. I enjoyed the hell out of it. And so I need to put a review on Criticless. But I recommend it. I think it's good. What about the message? There is a zero. You know what the message in this movie is? And it's not a massive spell. Okay, I'm gonna give a spoiler. All right, not a lot of marketing. All right, so I'm just gonna I'm just gonna mute for like 10 seconds. Okay, there is a message in this movie. Okay, 3, 2, 1. The message is to never defy God. And it's a very crystal clear message. Do not defy God. That's the message. It's very much on point too. So that is the message of the movie. So, yeah, I recommend it. I enjoyed the hell out of it. So, thank you, John. Again, hail to you, brother. Tina says I thumbed up her review. Did she drop a review on Criticless? I need to promote Criticless more. So let's go to Criticless. If you're not, you should be on Criticless, okay? Because Criticless is awesome. And we are partnered with Criticless at geeksandgamers.com. And let's see here. All right, so Krista, 80%. That's about exactly what I would give it right there. Yeah, I would give it an 8 out of 10. Yeah. So, yep. It was good stuff, man. So definitely recommend it if you're interested, but the marketing was terrible for it. I didn't even hear about it until not too long ago. But follow me on Criticless and I'll drop my review a little bit later. Defy all you want, you'll get it in the end. That's the message of the movie. Okay, next up on the agenda, because we got more to talk about. So let's get to it. Thank you guys for all the super chats. You guys are insane. So here's what the narrative is right now that they're building. Now, I don't know what their angle is with this narrative. All right. But the narrative right now that I've seen a lot of pages going with is that Bill Clinton reportedly plans to tell Congress everything he knows about Trump and Epstein, potentially leading to impeachment. That's the narrative that they're building now. Ogdog says I ignored your super chat. I did not. I've got a bunch more to get to. I will get to them. But this is the narrative they're building right now, is that he's going to expose Trump. It's like, oh my God, dude, is this really where you guys are at now? You guys are in that pathetic place where you think that this is it? Great source, Crypto Lover. It's not just Crypto Lover or Rover or whatever. There's been a bunch of pages. That's just one of them that I saw posting it. But there's plenty more that have been saying that. Also, I don't know if I can share this image. I don't know if I have, permission, but I think we're going to go ahead and do it right now. So Team USA at the Winter Olympics in Italy. There it is. That is a real picture from everything that I have done my research. So that's a real picture. Really cool to see JD advanced in the house. Happy to see that. So congratulations to him and Marco. Marco looks old as fuck for some reason in that picture. But now we've got this right here that I think is one of the best things I have heard in I guess about a week from Trump, because Trump says cool stuff all the time. But this one right here is pretty freaking cool. All right. President Trump says, I don't sleep on planes. I don't like sleeping on planes. I like looking out the window and watching for missiles and enemies, actually. The paranoid always survive. All right? The paranoid always survive.
You're the guy I'm looking for. And then he said, sir, if you'd like, you can go and sleep. You know, it's a 20-hour trip. If you'd like, you can go and sleep. We have quarters prepared for you. I said, no, I don't have to sleep. I've been on a plane sleeping for 20. I mean, I'm sleeping the plane. I don't sleep on planes. I don't like sleeping on planes, you know. I like looking out the window, watching for missiles and enemies, actually.
Missiles and enemies. It's got to be the best thing ever. So good, man. Like, so good. Trump is the man. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, right here. Here we go. Even CNN's having to admit it.
What about the idea, essentially, not just that Republicans like or love Donald Trump, but believe he has been a good influence on the party? And here it is. Just look at this. Say Trump's had a good effect on the GOP among Republicans. When he left after term number one, it was 71%. Just before he was running for that second term, right, it was 62%. Now it's again 71% of Republicans who say that Donald Trump has had a good effect on the Republican Party. I know that there are a lot of people out there, especially on the left, who say, oh, my God, we just want to grasp that one little thing that, there's weakness in Donald Trump's grip on the GOP, weakness in MAGA's grip on the GOP. It just simply put isn't there even after this whole stuff that's been going on in Minnesota, which obviously hasn't necessarily been popular with the general electorate. But among Republicans, they liked Donald Trump, they liked MAGA, they liked J.D. Vance, and they believe that Donald Trump's had a good effect on the GOP as much as it has ever been.
It's as strong as it's ever been, not with independents, not with, like you said, the general electorate, but with Republicans, pretty clear. They're not going anywhere.
That's correct. Donald Trump, MAGA, J.D. Vance, they ain't going nowhere when it comes to the GOP.
So all of this bullshit about a MAGA civil war, I've told you, it's not real. It's not real. What you have are libertarians and DeSantis bros that are trying to create the illusion of a MAGA civil war. There is no fucking MAGA civil war. There isn't. All right? So just stop believing that garbage. Bread hat from Bill Herb for 50. Thank you, Bill Herb 69. Thank you for the 50. And he dropped 5 gifted memberships. Let's freaking go. Hayden Wayne for 50 says the VTuber sphere blew up with non-political company commenting with a no racism seismic or you mean systemic, or you mean like anti-Semitic? Is that what you meant to say? Or harassment in our community statement. Asman covered it today. It's big enough that if VTubers are in your feed, you've seen it. It's not going well. What's the company that did it? Sexism. Okay, no sexism. I was wondering, like, what do you mean? Anti-Semitism? What did you mean by that? So sexism. So no racism, sexism, or harassment in our community. Well, I'm glad that they clarified the sexism part, because I So when you did this mistype, Hayden, I was like, fuck, okay, I can't be racist, but I can still be sexist because they didn't tell me I can't be sexist. But now you're confirming that they said I can't be sexist. Damn it. I was looking forward to it, man. Fuck. I really was like, all right, well, I can't be racist because they said no racism, but sexism is still on the board, boys. Can't be sexist either. Fucking hell. What fun is this? All right. Women are wonderful. Black people are amazing. No more sexism, no more racism. I'm looking forward to Hell Nah of Troy. I'm looking forward to her, screaming at her kids, while Odysseus is fighting for his life and she's just screaming at her fucking kids. As a matter of fact, I have a scene. Breaking news, by the way. Okay. Hang on. Right here. I have now if I could type. Here we go. Is this it right here? Gotta find it. There's a perfect moment that I think can break the internet. This is gonna break the internet. Come on, where's it at? Come on, YouTube, work with me. Once we find this clip, you guys are gonna love it. Let me see. Boom. Come on, work with me. Well, we're waiting. Here we go. Okay. So, because my audience is so amazing. Now, you've all heard the rumors. That Lupita Nyong'o is being cast as Helen of Troy in Christopher Nolan's upcoming movie, The Odyssey. What you don't know is that I have a special clip of her first scene in the movie. Are you guys ready? We have breaking news. The first scene of Lupita Nyong'o as Hell Nah of Troy. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. You saw it here first. Oh shit. Oh man, there it is right there. So that's the first scene. Breaking news, everybody. You heard it here first. So, by the way, that movie is amazing. Just go with it. If you've never seen it, it's so funny. It's so damn funny. John freaking Murdoch for 50 says, "Dang, how much do I need to give to get to number one?" Where are you at right now, John? Where are you at? Let me see. I'm looking for John in the chat. I saw Harley was number 1 or 2 earlier, and Nubbin, and then Swirly BS is in there. So, what movie was that? Just Go With It. Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston. He's number 2. Oh, he's number 1 now. John Murdoch is number 1. There he is. Hail to you, brother. Transgirly for 20 says, "Tell my boyfriend Magnus, who is watching Hello, it will make his night."
I was not ready for that. I was not ready for that. What just happened?
Thank you for the 20. I appreciate it. I think. All right, where are we at here? Ministry of Wrong Things says, sorry for spelling ing. I'm out with the boys drinking. Just be safe, all right? Just be safe, all right? And thank you. Hail to the boys out there drinking and having fun and probably going to get in some trouble, but be safe. Be safe. Swirly BS for 50 says, let's see. Oh, wait, here. First, he said, got a 10. I keep asking for a very popular actress, new clothing line, but it won't let me type who. I'm wondering if I know who you're talking about, Swirly BS. To the top if you want to rock and roll.
I'm so happy you love the first drop of my collection of Frankie's bikinis. We have more dreamy pieces coming our way, so tap to sign up for early access so you can get more information.
Also, Sydney Sweeney, once again, I know that will make everybody in the chat very happy. I mean, at this point, why am I even here anyway? That's the whole point. Why am I even here? If I just ran this clip, I'd have more viewers and make more super chats. Okay? Simple as that. Also, this one's a good one too. Swirly said, I finished. Thank you so much. I'm on a need to know basis, and I did not need to know. I did not need to know. We were tied, says John. Oh, man. This chat is the best chat on the internet. It's not even like there's nobody even close. Absolutely fantastic. Love this chat. What is this right here? Okay. This young man who didn't even vote for Trump brings you the honest statistics of how of what's happening to our economy under President Trump. Okay. Let's hear this.
All right, good morning. I am Sweeney. I'm coming to you live from an icy cold day here in Soho. I'm at Princeton Broadway at about 6 a.m. And I want to come on here and give you my take in 60 seconds or less, which is to track the top 10 accomplishments of Trump's first year in office. Before I do so, I want to remind you guys that I'm an independent. I did not vote for Trump in either of the elections. I wrote in an independent candidate. And so what I'm about to say comes with a level of neutrality and objectivity. It's the facts and the facts alone. So let's walk through them together, all right? In 2025, the U.S. stock market saw over 50 all-time highs. In the last quarter of last year, we saw over 4% growth. In the first quarter of this year, we might see over 6% growth, all right? The U.S., the EU, the UK, the Japanese, the Korean stock markets, virtually every international stock market right now is absolutely booming. In the last 12 months alone, the U.S. has obtained close to $20 trillion in investments. Micron in upstate New York just broke ground on a $100 billion microchip plant to stay ahead of China in the most important race of our lifetime, the AI race. Our tariff wars are absolutely undeniably working. Our international trade deals are being re-examined, vetted, and stricken if they are not helping out American workers, okay? Globalism, writ large, is finally being re-examined. And Davos just finished. The most important quote that came out of it came from Howard Lutnick, who said this: why would the EU commit to having zero carbon emissions by 2030 when they don't make a single battery? And what does that mean? That means it's okay to have international trade deals. But if you are relying on one of your biggest adversaries in China for your energy, that is suicidal. And finally, midterms are coming up, and you've got factions on the left that are going to try to convince you to impeach Trump because of ICE doing its constitutionally mandated job. And I find this ironic because ICE is deporting illegal immigrants. And illegal immigration hurts one demographic more than any other by statistics alone. That's persons of color. If this all does not demonstrate the true power of American propaganda, I don't know what does.
And on top of that, I still have to ask a question to somebody like this. If you get this, and you clearly do, why didn't you vote for Trump? Like, why? I don't understand. What are you waiting on? I'm fascinated by someone who's clearly intelligent, well-spoken, understands things, and yet, like, why didn't you vote for him? I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me because this guy clearly gets it. I don't know. Alberta cannot become the 51st state. Canadian conservatives are still equal to Portland leftists. That's scary. TDS comes in all types. That's true. Sad but true that it really does. It's kind of incredible, just how wide-reaching, TDS is. I saw this right here. All right, right here. This is great. All right.
Shut up! I'm tired of winning. I'm tired of losing all my money. You promised us you make crypto great again. You promised us we'd be rich. The only people that are rich is you and your family, you absolute slime ball. You launched the meme coin. You launching vaporware crypto that no one wants. You get bribed by all the crypto officials. You pardon criminals to destroy the market. Eric Trump says Q4 would be unbelievable for our banks. Oh, it's pretty unbelievable. It's pretty unbelievable how much money I've lost. Eric Trump, Donald Trump Jr., you guys destroyed my life. The only person I would trust is Barron Trump because he's 8 feet tall. Barron, you tell me what to do because right now I hate the Trump family.
TDS, baby. TDS right there. Now, I don't know if this guy's legit or not. I don't know if he's memeing, but there's somebody said TDS comes in all forms. TDS in all forms, ladies and gentlemen. I'm buffering. Am I buffering? Am I good? Am I here? Am I back? Let me know. But yeah. Also, dude, we're getting we're hitting like a weird kind of level where, apparently, Epstein files, Power 5 schools ranked by number of appearances in the Epstein files. Arizona State by far is number 1. And you just see the list. So apparently all of these schools, these Power 5 schools, were mentioned in the Epstein files that many times. Like, what? It's so weird, man. What is going on? Here we are, though. But no Alabama in there. No Alabama. Okay? And that's all that really matters. That's the only thing that matters. That's the most important thing. Now we have this clip that I want you to all see really quick. I got to pull this one up. USC, Beardo. Yeah, USC is mentioned in the Epstein files. So it's all over. Where was it at? To me, this is one of the coolest things right here. Okay. That I saw today. I can find it. Did I like it? Too many bookmarks. Right here it is. Okay. Right here. His daughter told the pre-K teacher S is for Stone Cold Steve Austin.
So in my daughter's pre-K class, every single week they have a letter of the week and they learn, whatever words, start with the letter. And so the teacher asks, hey class, what are some words that start with the letter S? And my little girl raised her hand and said, Miss, S is for Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Talk about a sign that you're raising your kid right. I feel like this is me. I could go out on top right now. I mean, I was that proud. Teacher looked at her and was just like, that's crazy. Everyone else is saying S is for silly. S is for super. No, not my little girl. S is for Stone Cold Steve Austin. That, my friends, is how you raise a child.
That's oh hell yeah right there. That is awesome. I love that clip. That's fantastic to see. Raising your kids right. John freaking Murdoch says we were tied, still tied. Nubbin says it definitely memeing. The hell, man. We just got a big old fight going on. Eric even says he refuses to super chat Jeremy. So I'm not even going to get one from Eric, apparently. Tay says, frick you, Jeremy. I'm only here for the chat. Man, now you guys are mad at me. Haven't even done anything wrong, have I? I don't know. Swirly BS for 10 says, love, peace, and chicken grease. Me and the wife will be watching tomorrow night if you stream. Mom's the word, chat. I will be here tomorrow night streaming once again after Friday Night Tights. Yes, I will be on Friday Night Tights tomorrow. But I'll probably be, I'll be live after FNT though, for sure. A Ho 3 says, F them kids, lower my gas prices. Normies don't care. Why should I lower my gas? Madney says, please don't turn this into a Sydney Sweeney shill channel. It's a deal breaker. Slain Hope says Nintendo Power. Shorty Short says, oh lordy. So back in the day when I bitched about all the Brie Larson videos, did I actually cause you to make more? OMG, that's funny. Probably. You probably did. Mr. Bentham says, I would not want to be in a zombie apocalypse with Jeremy. Oh, you want me to ration food? Now I'm going to eat even more. F you. Stop smell. Harley Day says, hey, Jeremy, here's another month or whatever. Glad you got good lawyers. They are worth their weight in gold when they're on your side. F those effing effers. Fuck those fucking fuckers is what he said. Let's go 199. Yeah, so update on that is I haven't heard anything back from the place that sent me the copyright strike. YouTube accepted my counterclaim, and now they have 10 business days to respond with court action, apparently. I am almost certain that will not happen. But if it does, I guess we'll be ready. But yeah. We'll see what happens. Dark Owl says the Clintons that didn't unalive themselves tax. Aho says nothing will happen to the Clintons though. Yawn. Pliska McReady says when the Clintons get Clinton, they may not make it to the end of February. Doug Diggs says thanks for another CobraCast. JP, all hail the 199. Thank you for being here. Nips Litter says Jeremy, can you explain your shit sandwich analogy? Shit sandwich analogy. I don't think I've ever had that analogy. That's Beardo with the poop cookies. That's it. Isn't that right? Have I done an analogy on a shit sandwich? I don't think I have I? Or maybe I guess I did when, oh, okay. So was it something to do with like the middle of a movie being shit or something? I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember that one. You'll have to remind me. So for the sequel trilogy, was that what it was? How did I do that with the sequel trilogy? I'm trying to remember that one now. I know my Trump analogy for the sequel trilogy. How did I do that with the sequel trilogy? Because the whole sequel trilogy is not good. So I don't really know how that would be a shit sandwich. Og Dog says scammer. Why am I a scammer? I'm reading yours right now. We need a way to distract the masses from the countrywide immigrant fraud. There you have it, Og Dog. See? Minister of Something says, let's see. What? And you thought you had the best blueberries, but I'm captain of Kentucky Blue, California Spoons Crocodiles. How drunk are you right now? Makara says, my eyes keep watering. Why? Is it cold outside? Ministry of Wrong Thing says, hey, get her done, YOLO. Uber driver of the apocalypse says, call as for pronunciation tax. Evil Black Cat says, remember that staffer for the Clintons that supposedly auto-deleted by rope and a tree? The one that also had a 12-gauge blast to the chest? Yeah. I mean, personally, I think Hillary Clinton's a wonderful person. I've never said anything bad about Hillary Clinton. I think she's a wonderful person. I think the Clintons are wonderful people. I've never, ever had a bad thing to say about them. And I think that they are just humanitarians with the Clinton Foundation, and it's only done wonderful things for humanity. There's no fraud or anything like that. You know, I compare Hillary to a great actor, Kevin Spacey. They're very similar. You know, no one ends up dead around either one of them. You know, so yeah, I think they're great. Great people, wonderful people. John freaking Murdoch says Jeremy's defense fund tax. and then a 5, and that's because he's trying to stay back to number 1. Steph said, what a weird time to pop into the stream. Listen, Hillary may or may not have just followed me on social media, and so I was just like, man, I've always liked Hillary. I've always thought she was great. Never said a bad thing about her, and I wish her the best, and she's great. She's wonderful. Steph's like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Tay says, hail to the beautiful bastards in the chat. What's up, Jeremy? Lapco says, I'm a single issue viewer. The issue, give Jeremy money. Oh, wait, you said the other day you don't want single issue viewers. Never mind. All right, I might can make an exception. All right. Michael says, Jeremy, I think you missed my super. I just want to feel complete before bed. All right, here we go right here. How long before the brother becomes sus number 1? Probably soon. Now, do you feel good, Michael? Now you can go to sleep, buddy. There you go. Let's see. Squish the Fish says, 6 years ago, you were a dork. Now you're fire. I don't know what that means. I mean, I still run a company called Geeks and Gamers. I still play Fortnite and Mario Kart. I still argue about Batman movies. I'm still a Christopher Nolan apologist, even though he's fucking up with the Odyssey. So, yeah, I'm a Nintendo shill. So don't forget all of those things. Let's not forget who I am, okay? Guy the Guardian says, Ohio peeps vote Casey. Is it how you say his last name? And May Ditch Vivek. There it is. Black Helen of Troy. I do, Jeremy. Thank you. Now I can dream about Candyland. I hope you have a good night, man. Tricky's thoughts today says, if it's a Ring camera, the footage is stored on Ring's server. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Nas says, NCIS theory of the wife or the girlfriend or the daughter. Wesker says, so if she is not found in time, everyone will blame Trump for getting involved. Probably. Greg Kirby says, Nicki Minaj is no saint and she's on the Diddy list and no one remembers what her brother did. She also only joined Trump for her music sales. That's a theory. I mean, I initially thought that too. So Emo says, did you hear about the F Ice chance at AEW? I did. JW says, what decade had the best music videos? The best music videos? The 90s. The 90s had the best music videos. Hands down, actually. Like, best music videos, the 90s. I don't even think that's close. I mean, the 80s have iconic music videos, but the 90s is where it stepped up. 90s is where it stepped up, though. Lapco says, I never remember Warren Moon of the Oilers making a huge deal about being the only black quarterback. He just tried to play a good game. Can we get back to that, please? Absolutely. I don't remember Warren Moon or Randall Cunningham ever focusing on being black quarterbacks. I just remember them being really good quarterbacks. Jeremy Cyborg says, DM'd you a link to a song I wrote from a dream, gospel and metal version. Would love your thoughts. Okay, I'll check it out, brother. Harley Dave says, one does not read a Tree Bear super chat without looking at his feed. Oh, boy. What do we got on Tree Bear's feed? Let's see. Tree Bear. That is fantastic. I am way deep into the Breaking Bad theory rabbit hole over this Savannah Guthrie story. I can't help it. Like I just think that there is some involvement from a owner of a chicken restaurant. I think there's a former Philadelphia cop that works his security. I think that there's some cartel action involved in this. Just saying, man. Just saying. We'll see if I'm right. Toddy says critical was insane today for sure. What do you mean? Like moist critical? Is that what you're talking about? Strongest link says improper 199. Why are you gay? Green says Gabby Barrett was on American Idol. Her most notable song was I Hope and the Good Ones. She is a great singer. Hail CobraCast. All right, cool, man. I watched like American Idol like in the early days of it, but I have not. I can't tell you the last time I watched American Idol. By the way, the poll is going to close. So a lot of you want these shirts again. So I'll see if I can make that happen maybe by early next week if I can get that rolling out. So I'll try. Vault 199 says CobraCast hoodies for summer gas station robberies. Jim P says, is it me or is it odd that Minneapolis has dropped off since the napping happened? The kidnapping happened. I got fucking hiccups right now and I can't get rid of them. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely, and you've got Nick Shirley who is in California as well too. So that's part of it as well. MAGA Mike says, nobody cares about the Epstein narrative. It is an embarrassment for the Democrats, and anyone that brings it up, Trump broke all of them. Absolutely. Lapco says, Helen of Troy, the face that launched 1,000 ships. Who knew they were all just going out for a pack of Newports? Oh, man. ACC says, thank you for the Sweeney clip. I'm so bricked right now. Didn't need to know. NDI says, ransom note fake, surrender, arrested, not affiliated. Nas says, as a Duck fan, I know about sand, swine, and proof. What are you saying there? We're dirty. Joe says, a longtime listener, first time tax. There we go. Toddy says, so Epstein has turned into a pro meme now? What the F? It absolutely has. Kremlin says, this super chat is for Eric K, not Jeremy. ACC says, raises hand to teacher. S for Sydney Sweeney. 8 o'clock says, Jeremy, did you see the Phase Connect bend the knee to the leftist freaks, calling out their own employment races for calling out politics in video games? That's what Hayden Wayne was talking about. I'll probably cover that on tomorrow. So I'm going to try to do a CobraCast before Friday Night Tights and one after. I'm certainly doing one after FNT, but I'm thinking about doing one before FNT as well. So I might cover that and look and see if I can find the breakdown and we can react to it. Thank you, Hayden, for letting me know. I did see people reacting to it. You were correct about that, Hayden. Nubbin for another proper 199. Is he number one now? For 199 says rise up 199 LFG. Oh boy. Uh-oh. He might be number one again. John. John tapped out. He give me number one up and I'm done. Respect, John. John's like, fuck this. I'm out. I respect it. John's been here a lot longer dropping them, so he's earned the right. And then I saw Nova said, no. Little Orphan Funghauser says, Beardo knows what a sport ort is fact. Captain JP says, I didn't vote for Trump, but I wish I did tax. Jim P says, are you going to grift the TPUSA halftime show? Probably not. I'm probably just I'm gonna be hanging out with family watching the Super Bowl. So that's my plan. Gung Ho Max says, when Moses parted the Red Sea, they had to run it before it collapsed on them as a team, and they didn't drink or smoke. Sea parting is a sport. You guys are absolutely insane, man. I love the memes around here. They never get old. They don't. All right, what else can we talk about? I'm not ready to end this stream yet. I'm not ready. I know we're at 2 hours, but I don't care. I'm not ready to end this shit right now. I don't want to get into the Phase Connect things. We'll do that for another stream. But let's see. By the way, did you guys see, like, this was bad, okay? Hang on. Let me see if I can find it. I know Yeet posted it. Actually, no. This is bad. Now, I respect that he memes on himself, but the owner of Barstool Sports, Dave Portnoy, actively posted this clip of himself Dave Portnoy might be the most unathletic human being I have ever seen in my life. Okay. This is painful. Bro. That was so bad. It was so fucking bad. Holy shit, man. Pizza legs. Yes. I mean, when I saw that, I'm like, Dave, what are you doing, bro? But Dave knows how to meme himself, and he knows how to get traction, and he got a lot of traction over that. Speaking of a lot of traction, now listen, here's how we're going to do this, okay? Here's how we're going to do this. Because I respect the chat, okay? I am going to leave the next video on mute, and we're going to do some research, okay? We're going to do some research. So this is we're going to do some research on this, but it is muted. So this is AOC, and she is having a conversation. She's speaking, and there's been a lot of people that have been breaking down this video, and I can't really figure out why. But from what I've understood through research, it is better to watch this video on mute from what I gather. Now, I don't know what you guys think about that, but whoa, we can't have that. We can't have that. All right. So anyway, I just wanted to point this out for research purposes. I wanted to get the CobraCast chat in the 199. Can you figure out why people are watching this video on mute? Can you figure it out? I will leave you into the chat to figure that out, and you can have your own theories. I've got a couple of theories. I got two major theories as to why, but I don't want to influence the chat into what my theories might be. All right, what is this? As the CNN panel desperately failed to link President Trump to Bill Clinton over Epstein, Scott Jennings cut through the dead air like a knife. Okay, here we go.
I'll tell you one thing Donald Trump's gotten in common with Bill Clinton. We got all his voters now. All the good old boy Union Democrats that voted for Bill Clinton in middle America, they now vote for Donald Trump. That is one connection in history that you'll never be able to shake. All these blue collar, non-college, working class guys from West Kentucky and other places in middle America where I'm from, they were Clinton. They were the biggest Clinton people I knew. And now they love Trump. They've abandoned the Democratic Party. So what do they have in common? We took all of Clinton's coalition and now Trump's the president.
They had
nothing.
They had no response. She was so mad to hear that. They had zero response to that. That was absolutely beautiful. And you could see it like they wanted to argue it, but they couldn't. They're like, I can't say anything back because you know what? He's right. And that's kind of the things have shifted so much to the point where people that were what we call, I don't know, classic liberals. I don't know what you would call them, but like people that were, on the left, but now the left, the ridiculousness of the left has shifted so much that those people that were slightly left are now basically right-wing nut jobs like me because they've just shifted it so much. 90s liberals, classic liberals, however you want to word it. Now I never consider myself that, but I'm just saying that those people are now on the same side as people like me and you and all of that. So it is interesting. It is interesting. We also had I got to show you this. Now, again, I'm not here to get into any whatever people end up, whatever people do with their, with their personal life is completely up to them. Okay. But this has got to be one of the craziest posts I've seen in a long time. So a little recap. Right-wing influencer, conservative influencer, Elijah Schaffer was, he's been kind of like on the anti-Israel kick, and he's been doing this for a long time, by the way. But he's been on this anti-Israel kick, and, you know, I'm a Christian and family values and all of that. And it turned out that according to him, according to his own tweets, he started tweeting that his family was missing, his wife and kids were missing, and that his car was stolen. And then he deleted those tweets, and he said that his wife has left him and took the kids. And apparently he was like, had drug addiction problems. It's fucking crazy. Just absolute insanity. Okay. He deleted everything. He deleted all of his tweets in reference to this. A lot of people were roasting him. There was this another like conservative influencer girl named Sarah that was tied up into it. And she was like one of these Nick Fuentes girls, like Christ is king. And, you know, the people that troll that and anti-Israel, Trump is bad. Trump is banned in America. And she's basically been exposed as an e-whore, basically. And she deleted her Twitter account. Elijah Schaffer returns to Twitter after all of that and post this. It's my story to tell. And he thanks all of these people, calls them real ones. He says, I got mad aura. Be mad. They will not get away with this. I'm not fucking leaving. Game on. And I'm like, what? What? And then he follows it up. And he's mad at Milo Yiannopoulos for, I guess, dropping a bunch of stuff. And he says, thank you, Nero, for making me famous. You fucking snake bitch. Blood is in the water, and I fucking hate sharks. I have a dick and it works. Everyone can go cry about it. I'm taking applications for podcast appearances. I'll release the info they are shopping about me myself. What? What? Good God. It's crazy, dude. It's the craziest fucking thing ever. Conservative influencers are it's kind of strange to say, because like I don't think they're worse than liberal influencers, because liberal influencers are like just the most evil people in the world. But I guess the problem with conservative influencers is that they are constantly preaching a pro-Christian, pro-family values message while being nothing remotely close to that. Like, I don't tell people how to live their lives. I don't care. Like, do whatever you want. As long as it's not illegal, I don't care. It has nothing to do with me. And I think I am of the belief that everybody is a piece of shit in some way, shape, or form. Everybody's got shit that they're not proud of. Everybody's got problems. We all have different problems. Some problems are worse than others. That's just life. Like, nobody's life is perfect, period. End of discussion. 0 people on this planet have a perfect life. And it's as simple as that. And the more that people project a perfect existence on social media, the more that you know they have a lot of problems going on. But the thing is everybody has fucking problems. Simple as that. And who am I to tell you what's good and what's bad, or what problem is worth dealing with, or what? It's all relative. Everybody is going to deal with problems in their own way, and you're going to experience it in their own way. And one person's problem may be more detrimental to them than it would be to me if I had that same problem. Who cares? And so, but when I see people preaching that out there, I just go, why? I'm not looking for advice. And the people that are seeking advice online, the person that's giving you that advice doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. And that's just the truth of the matter. Johnny Whiskers says, did you see O'Keefe's video? I feel dejected how FBI admits arrest won't be made even after the fraud investigation. I don't want to be in this mood. I didn't see O'Keefe's latest video. I'll have to check it out. No, I haven't seen it though. I will let you know when I check it out. John freaking Murdoch says, I have to admit, I blew my super chat budget for the week. Don't expect more. Oh no. The channel may die. It's all right, John. I appreciate you, brother, as always. John, you it's insane how much John supports, man. It's crazy. And everybody else, I don't know what I did to deserve this level of support. But I will keep, if that means being retarded, I'll just keep being retarded. Nubbin, thank you again for that proper 199. Mars Bar says, if this is me at 48, take me out behind barn and Old Yeller. Toddy says, the world has gone insane. Reminds me of after 9/11. Jim P says, Portnoy is around your age, almost 49. Gen X is getting old. Portnoy's older than me, isn't he? Did you say he's 49? Is that what you're saying? Because if he's 49, he's a little bit older than me. But yeah, we're right around the same age. Luis says, Schaefer, as darkness creeps, my power grows, and my all-seeing eyes can dox you through any VPN. It's crazy, man. Aura says, if peeing in your pants and having problems makes you cool, consider me Miles Davis. There it is. Lydium X Game says, it's your low-tier authenticity. I appreciate that. But yeah, with the like, I met Elijah Schaefer once. I've talked about it. He pretended that we knew each other, and I felt like he was completely just like phony the moment I met him. I'm like, no, you don't fucking know me. We've never met. And then I think he was on FNT one time, and then he invited me to come on his stream. He's like, we're going to have some beers and we're going to talk some shit. And I'm like, yeah, that's not for me. No. Call Ryan up. Ryan will do it. But that's not for me. Samwise says, I'm only on one social, and even that is too much sometimes. My algorithm is full of WWE rage baiters, AI rage bait, and occasional unverified news. I know bullshit. I said that to him in the DMs. I was like, I'm sure Ryan would love to hop on a stream and drink with you. Anytime I'm in a situation I don't want to be in, I'm like, yeah, you should hit up Ryan. Ryan will totally do it. See, Ryan's the type of guy, like, so when we get invited to these kind of like these fucking these functions, you know, like the Daily Wire shit and all that, like, Ryan is the type of guy, like, hand him a drink, he'll put on his fancy suit and he'll go work a fucking room. And he's great at it. He's phenomenal. He's made so many connections for Geeks and Gamers, just work in the room. He's so good at it. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want anything to do with this shit. You know how Harvey Dent acts in that social setting in The Dark Knight? You remember? And Rachel's like, the whole mob is after you and you can't deal with a few of these. Like, that's me. And Ryan would be Bruce Wayne in that situation. Ryan's just like talking shit, you know, like, hey, you know, and I'm like, nah, man, I don't want to be around like fancy people with money and suits and ties and all that shit. Leave me alone. Which is why we probably don't have any major sponsorships. But hey, you know, it is what it is. Medio says, the Flintstones car was a dual fixed axle at 5,000-pound rollers each. How did they turn or go uphill? The Flintstones car really would not turn at all. That is a great question right there. The Flintstones car would not be able to turn at all. These are what CobraCast late nights are for. Zwani for 20 says, John freaking Murdoch is out of super chat tax. Now we're getting John Murdoch is out of super chat tax. There we have it. Did Jeremy just say he's Batman or Harvey Dent? I missed that one. In that particular setting, I would be Harvey and Ryan would be Bruce. Jersey becomes a new member. Thank you. Defending Truth says, Jeremy, how did you let Chrissy out Tim Pool you? Yeah, she hosted the Tim Pool show, didn't she? I think so. Jim says, Portnoy 1977, Star Wars, baby. There it is. All right, it is getting kind of late, and I do have more stuff to do, so I think we're going to end it there. It's been a damn good stream. John's out of money, so why the fuck would I keep streaming anyway? What's the point? What's the point? John doesn't have money. Why would I stream if John doesn't have fucking any more super chat money? You know? What is life if John doesn't have super chat money? Eddie says, I just started drinking. I'm sorry. Nos for $1. Thank you, Nos. Jeremy picking up those dollars on the stage and leaving. Ryan is Batman confirmed. Someone send him 1K so he stays on. Don Rowe Doctrine. John says, now I feel bad. Don't feel bad, dude. Stop. I'm memeing. But no, in all seriousness, we got some things coming up, but I do want to urge all of you once again, if you have not, go over to geeksandgamers.com. And if you're planning on coming to the meetup, please RSVP and let us know you're going to be there. We really do appreciate it. And yeah, man, it's going to be a lot of fun. And you got to reserve a spot because I do think that we're going to be over capacity because I think that we're going to have people show up. We always have people show up that are not RSVP'd, and we have to see if there's more room. There will be plenty of overflow area and things like that. So just as a heads up, there will be plenty of overflow area, but please make sure that if you are coming out there, reserve that spot. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've done this multiple years now, and every year, and this is where like the 199 steps up the fellowship. Every year they compliment how our entire audience is with taking care of, getting food. Cause I tell them, I was like, people are going to come, they're going to get food, they're going to get drinks, they're going to tip people like that, and just well-behaved. They just consider us a well-behaved crowd. So I really do appreciate all of you representing the way that you do. And you can't RSVP on the stolen land. Oh, what a freaking comment. Oh my goodness. What a comment. You can't RSVP on stolen land. Oh, that's great. Jim P says Schaefer and Owens that came to YouTube like hopeful conservative folks. Now they are showing their true self. Fell into a black pool, dragging folks down with them. Yeah. And, I try to just stay away from people that, at this point, I try to stay away from it. Like if you're not in my YouTube circle now, I try to like any YouTubers, and I don't mean like up and coming YouTubers, new people, stuff like that. I'm talking about like the people that have been around and they suddenly want to connect or whatever. I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't want any new YouTube friends. I don't need that. Mobile Jay says, I got this free. Also, Sabaton outro. You know what? I think we can work up a Sabaton outro. Why not? All right. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to try for multiple streams tomorrow, but we're certainly going to have a Friday night stream after Friday Night Tights. But I'll try to do one beforehand because there's so much shit to catch up on. But with that said, you guys have a good night. Thank you so much for hanging out. Please make sure you check out geeksandgamers.com. Great work over there from our crew. Really happy with everything they're doing. You guys have a good evening, and we'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.